On today's episode of Let's Chat, we'll be discussing post-colonialism. To understand the term post-colonialism, we'll first have to look into what colonialism is. Colonialism is the policy of trying to extend or retain authority over people or other territories, usually with the aim of economic dominance. Colonialism has been said to have begun in the 15th century to establish political control and better exploit these newly found lands for economic advantages. Although the aim of colonialism changed, it was originally driven by trade rather than political motive and control over the globe. The motive changed when the East India Company joined the equation and started involving slaves, cotton, and opium trade. By the 1900s, Europeans had control over 75% of the world. Now let's talk about the definition of post-colonialism. Post-colonialism is the historical period or state of affairs representing the aftermath of Western colonization. Colonialism had both positive and negative effects on the world. Because although you may find it hard to believe due to the one-sided story you've heard, people living in the countries that were being colonized already had their own way of life, religion, cultures, and practices that worked perfectly well for them, and did not need any of the negative effects brought along by Western colonization. These practices were extremely disturbed by those coming into their country and forcing change on their way of life. People will argue that colonialism had a very positive effect on the world, but that is easy to say from the point of political gain. Whereas those living in the countries that were being colonized were forced to change their way of life. This had an everlasting long-term effect long after colonialism took place, even today. For more information on post-colonialism, you can read the feature article below. In the feature article, you'll be able to better understand how there's always two sides to a story, and how only hearing one side can negatively affect how we viewed what happened during those times. Thanks for listening. Hope to see you next time.